So today, November 20th, 2025, um, Genesis 4. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife. Oh, birth of Cain and Abel. Birth of Cain and Abel. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. And again she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a worker of the ground. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground, and Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his face fell. Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain a worker of the ground. Cain, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. Cain extorted to bring a sin offering. The Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why has your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Its desire is for you, but you must rule over it. The diverse seeds, Cain and Seth to the flood. First murder. History of Cain. Cain spoke to Abel his brother, and when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, Where is Abel, your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it shall no longer yield to you its strength. You shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, you have driven me today away from the ground, and from your face I shall be hidden. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and whosoever finds me will kill me. Then the Lord said to him, Not so. If anyone kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord put a mark on Cain, lest any who found him should attack him. Canaanite civilization. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. When he built a city, he called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad fathered Mehejoel, and Mehejoel fathered Methuselah, and Methuselah fathered Lamech. And Lamech took two wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the other Zillah. Ada bore Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and pipe. Zillah also bore Tubal Cain, who was the forger of all instruments of bronze and iron. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, Hear my voice, you wives of Lamech. Listen to what I say. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain's revenge is sevenfold, then Lamech's is 77fold. Birth of Seth. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called his name Seth. For she said, God has appointed for me another offspring instead of Abel, for Cain killed him. To Seth also a son was born, and his name Enosh. At the time, people began to call upon the name of the Lord. And that's it. And then it's pretty much Genesis 5, Reign of Death. The book of the generations of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. Male and female, he created them. He blessed them and named them man when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son in his own likeness and after his image, and named him Seth. The days of Adam after he fathered Seth were 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Adam lived were 930 years. Seth's family. When Seth had lived 105, he fathered Enosh. Seth lived after he fathered Enosh 807 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Seth were 912, and he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he fathered Canaan. Enosh lived after he fathered Canaan 815, and he had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Enosh were 905, and he died. When Canaan had lived 70 years, he fathered Mahalalel. Canaan lived after he fathered Mahalalel 840 years, and had other sons and daughters. 910 days. The days of Canaan were 910, and he died. When Mahaniel had lived 65 years, he fathered Jared. Mahaniel lived after he fathered Jared 830 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Mahaniel were 895. Jeez, man, that's a lot. Each generation, almost 1,000 years. When Jared had lived 162 years, he fathered Enoch. Jared lived after he fathered Enoch 800 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Jared were 962, and he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he fathered Methuselah. Enoch walked with God, and he fathered Methuselah 300 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. When Methuselah had lived, you'll read that in the book of Enoch. It's a separate book. God took him. For God took him. When Methuselah had lived 187 years and fathered Lamech, Methuselah lived after he fathered Lamech 782 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. And Lamech had lived 182 years, and he fathered a son, and called his name Noah, saying, out of the ground that the Lord has cursed, this one shall bring us relief from our work and from the painful toil of our hands. Lamech lived after he fathered Noah 595 years, and had other sons and daughters. Thus all the days of Lamech were 777 years, 777, and he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he fathered Shem, Ham, and Japheth. 500. All these other guys had babies at like 65, 162. But Noah, he had 500. You don't know. I did Genesis 4 and 5. Tomorrow we could talk about the flood and what went on. Growing seed every day. You just read a little bit. This is for you. Inspiration for today. Have a great day. Give thanks and praise. Yeah. Cain and Abel. Don't be like Cain. Don't kill your brother. That's very bad. Very, very bad. Big punishment. There's consequences for your actions. Alright, folks. Give thanks and praise. Have a good day. Ciao.